Okay, a lot of energy there. That's great. So they're bringing the podium back up. Need help? I'll pull that aside. I'll do it. Yes. We are heading towards the end. A couple hours left. What we have also is an announcement to make about the bags. Raise your hand if you missed out on getting a bag, like a backpack. So they announced that we were out of them, and we found more of them. So if you missed out on getting a bag, you can check back in there and get your free bag. I don't think it will have any more cards in it or anything. Has anybody found the black card yet? The Willy Wonka card? No, you don't have to stop having your conversation just because I'm talking. No, go ahead. I'll wait. So we're still looking for the Willy Wonka card. The big fun time at the end is going to be a live auction. You're going to get your little Litecoin, free Litecoin, and you're going to put it over your face. It's going to be a big time. And it also, we are going to give out the leftover collector cards. We're going to crack open all the leftovers, and we're going to find this Willy Wonka special one-of-one black card. If no one has actually gotten it, then that would mean somebody did get it, kept it secret, and that would be pretty cool too. But not sure exactly why they would do that. And if you're in the back of the room and you can hear me now, repeat after me. If you're in the front of the room, feel free to repeat after me too. Also, if you're excited and you want to have the conversation that you're having in the back of the room, and you're like, why didn't they accommodate us and make a place for us to be able to have this conversation, then just do this for me. And walk this far in that direction, and then you're on that side of the wall, and we can only hear you a little bit, and you're still annoying. If you walk farther, then you're fine. It's totally fine. But we are judging you. But we're guilty. I'm guilty of it too. Apparently my mic was on yesterday for like 15 minutes when I was talking, and everybody in there heard me having a conversation. Is that true? I was told that there's a video about that, and I'm like, oh, geez. Hope I didn't say anything about my wife. Okay. Nicki Sanders, engineering lead with nearly a decade in the blockchain space, currently leading engineering for Porto Anchorage, digital's self-custody platform for institutions. As someone who's been in the blockchain tech field since 2015, Nicki's work sits at the intersection of secure infrastructure, digital asset innovation, and real-world adoption. She's passionate about making crypto more accessible, especially for women and emerging markets, and is known for bridging technical depth with business impact. Please welcome Nicki Sanders. The green goes to the next one. Yep, and the red goes backwards. I'm gonna come around behind you. Great sneakers. Nicki also has cool Adidas sneakers.
Does this one work? Yes. Awesome. Cool. Sorry, I have to use my notes for part of this because working for a big corporation, so they say I can't paraphrase some things. They have to be exactly on point, which I will do for my marketing team. But hi, this is a lot of people. I'm really excited to see everybody today. So yeah, I'm Nicki. Thank you for the great intro. So as he was saying, yes, I've been in the blockchain space since 2015 on the tech side. I kind of got into crypto when Overstock.com started accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment, as like the biggest, they were the first publicly traded company to do so, and I ended up getting hired there as employee number 5 for their kind of blockchain research and development program that they were doing. So kind of got thrust into, the middle of Bitcoin, of embedding messages into the metadata of Bitcoin transactions to try to make some sort of real world asset. And then as Ethereum started coming out, I was a really early Ethereum developer, and I have a bunch of patents for digital asset smart contract patterns. So that's kind of my background and where I'm coming from. And now I'm at Anchorage, where I'm the engineering lead. So I lead engineering for our self-custody product called Porto. We'll get a little bit into that. But let's go. First, what is Anchorage Digital? since we are not retail facing, not a lot of people like in the retail space may know about it, but we are really big in the institutional space. So we are a regulated crypto platform and purpose-built to serve the unique needs of institutional clients in the digital asset space. We at Anchorage provide a comprehensive suite of integrated financial services and infrastructure solutions. What truly sets us apart is our regulatory standing. Anchorage Digital is the very first and currently only federally chartered digital asset bank, which means we operate under the highest levels of regulatory oversight and compliance, bringing unparalleled trust and security to the market. Now we'll talk about Porto. So this is like my wheelhouse. So Porto is our institutional self-custody application, a powerful wallet built with the exact same security and technology that Anchorage Digital is renowned for. So this isn't just about holding keys, it's about leveraging world-class security, including end-to-end cryptographic integrity, FIPS 140 policies, and hardware security modules, or HSMs, for private key security. Because it's built by Anchorage, it's inherently designed with regulatory compliance in mind. Porto empowers institutions with full DeFi and Web3 access, allowing them to buy, sell, trade, vote, and collect rewards, anything else they want to do on chain across over 200 supported networks and tokens, including Litecoin. Crucially, it's also seamlessly integrated with the broader Anchorage Digital platform, which makes asset movement effortless between self-custody and our other services. Oh, I just realized I wasn't clicking this button, so A+. We'll do both. All right. To properly frame this conversation around self-custody, sometimes it's important to know what the counterpart is, especially on the institutional side, which is direct custody. In that model, instead of the institution holding its own private keys, it delegates control of its digital assets to a specialized, regulated third-party custodian, such as Anchorage. And at Anchorage, our direct custody services are offered through Anchorage Digital Bank, NA, and this is a crucial distinction, as we are the only federally chartered crypto bank in the US, meaning we operate under the highest levels of regulatory oversight for digital assets. And the benefits for institutions using our digital custody services are pretty significant. So if you use us, you gain access to industry-leading security infrastructure and regulatory leadership without the operational complexities and specialized expertise required for managing private keys directly. As an institution, you're under a lot of scrutiny, right? It's getting better, but you're still under a lot of scrutiny of how you hold your digital assets. So it's about leveraging our robust framework and compliance standards to meet your fiduciary responsibilities while participating in the digital asset space through services like custody, trading, staking, settlement, and governance. All right. Now to the more fun stuff. What is institutional self-custody? So self-custody, everyone probably knows, but it means that you hold your own private keys, which gives you direct control over your digital assets. And unlike using a third-party custodian, you're eliminating any counterparty risk. For institutions, this means greater security and autonomy over their crypto holdings, and it's about having the keys to your kingdom and not relying on anyone else to guard them. It also means having the protection of institutional-grade technology, managing your private key recovery flows, allowing for freedom while maintaining security of your keys amongst a trusted group without one person having access to the assets alone. So why now? Why is self-custody so important? There have been a lot of, or why is institutional self-custody important? There have been a lot of hacks that self-custody, like, just you're at risk for. There was recently the Bybit hack, which was a failure of a self-custody wallet, which kind of brings the importance of having an institutional grade product. Let's go to the next one. All right, as the crypto landscape is maturing and institutions are increasingly involved, it's getting more essential for everyone to protect their assets. Secure self-custody is essential to protect against exchange hacks and failures, regulatory uncertainty, supply chain vulnerabilities, and private key compromise. Institutions need solutions that offer both security and compliance. In my opinion, self-custody is no longer optional, and it's a must-have for any serious players in the space. So how does Anchorage Digital handle custody, specifically self-custody? So we start with the concept of vaults. So think of a vault as a highly secure digital fortress for your most critical assets. Its purpose is simple: to shield private keys, passwords, and tokens from every threat imaginable. These vaults utilize advanced encryption, strict access controls, and robust authentication to keep your digital kingdom safe. Next one. So what do these vaults give you? They give you isolation. So critically sensitive assets are separated both physically and logically from less secure systems. Access control, so only authorized individuals or processes can gain entry, which often requires multiple authentication steps. Auditing, every access and change is logged in detail, providing a clear and tamper-proof record. And then encryption. So data is encrypted when the data is stored, and also when it's moving, making it unreadable without proper authorization. So what does all the security for vaults actually give you? So the biggest one for me is it eliminates the attack surface. So centralizing centralized material can drastically reduce entry points for attackers. It prevents unauthorized access, so strong controls make it nearly impossible for outsiders or malicious insiders, which is the source of many hacks, actually, to gain illicit access. It ensures integrity and availability. Built-in mechanisms for backup, recovery, and tamper detection mean your data is always secure and ready. And then we're also compliance ready. So we directly help institutions meet regulatory requirements for privacy, security, and auditability, even with self-custody. So why would someone choose self-custody versus direct custody? While direct custody offers some significant benefits, particularly for institutions seeking to leverage a regulated custodian and offload operational burden, there are some compelling reasons why institutions would opt for self-custody. So the primary driver is ultimate control. So with self-custody, you hold the private keys, giving you direct, unmediated command over your digital assets. Again, this eliminates your counterparty risk, and means you're not exposed to the financial health or operational security of a third-party custodian. You own your assets, literally. This level of control is particularly vital for institutions that require unmatched autonomy and granular policy enforcement over their digital holdings. They can implement very specific custom policies for the quorum-based approvals and transaction initiations that may not be available or as flexible with a third party. The biggest one that I see, though, is with Porto, we see a lot of people who want full Web3 and DeFi access. And this is just not really available with traditional direct custody options, because every single transaction has to go through the compliance checks, it's slow, and compliance people don't quite understand all of the funky DeFi transactions some companies are trying to do. So this layer is pretty essential to kind of give the freedom to companies to do what they want. With the Bybit hack, this obviously brings up some reasons why an institutional product may be more essential. So we're trying to mitigate risks with something called secure signing. So at the core of secure transaction execution for Porto is our trusted signing devices. So we leverage highly secure, purpose-built hardware for all transaction signing. And this isn't just software, it's a dedicated physical layer of protection. So the hardware ensures that your private keys literally never leave the secure enclave of your iPhone. This isolated environment is critical, and as it creates a robust barrier against software that's malicious or network compromises. And furthermore, these devices are specifically designed to be highly tamper-resistant and defending against both physical attempts to extract keys and sophisticated software attacks. And why does self-custody matter? Here we go. When dealing with institutional funds, there's no room for mistakes, and we at Porto are working diligently to eliminate ways for institutional funds to be at risk. One of these big ways, as in the Bybit hack, was not seeing what you're signing. So we're calling this like visual signing error. So when we talk about transaction security, it's crucial to look beyond just the wallet itself. Your transactions journey involves many hidden steps and third parties before it hits the blockchain often. And this complex supply chain introduces significant points of vulnerability. So this leads to what we call what you see is what you get. So we want you to be able to see what you're signing. With crypto transactions, unfortunately, what you see on your screen isn't always what you're actually signing, and malicious intermediaries in the supply chain can subtly alter the transaction data without you even knowing. These vulnerability points arise from various sources, and it could be compromised software libraries used by an application, insecure communication channels between services, or even malicious actors operating within the data flow itself. These vulnerability points arrive from various sources. It could be compromised software libraries. Oh wait, I already read that part. Okay, so the impact of a compromise is obviously really severe. Bybit lost $1.5 billion. So even a seemingly small, minor alteration, if it goes undetected, can lead to significant asset loss if transaction details like the recipient address or the amount are manipulated. Here's a great example of the way that the Ethereum community is working to mitigate some of these issues. So there's things like EIP 712, ERC 7730, trying to really work on clear signing. And we at Anchorage are participating in trying to improve upon these, just so we kind of can fix all the wallets and not just ourselves. So this is a great example of a rich UI for a withdrawal, and where all inputs are supplied by the user, which eliminate any risk of misinterpretation. So really, clarity is key. Transactions are presented in a human readable, auditable format on the signing device itself, and we just can't have any guesswork. So you see exactly what you're signing directly from the secure hardware, independent of your connected computer or web page. And again, what you see is what you sign. Our design ensures integrity from initiation to signing. And beyond the secure hardware, the interface you interact with is at the point of signing, obviously, is just equally critical. So it's important to have your private keys really safe. It's also important to know what you're signing. So clarity is king, which is why our rich user interfaces are really the cornerstone of the security. The person signing the transaction is the first line of defense. And if the transactions are presented in a human-readable, auditable format directly on the signing device, this will eliminate any of the guesswork involved, which I think is really important because we can't always read the hex code as a human. It doesn't really make sense. All right, just to kind of summarize, so institutional self-custody is fundamentally transforming how major players interact with digital assets. It delivers unparalleled security by placing direct control of private keys and assets squarely in your hands as the user, eliminates the counterparty risk and vulnerabilities that are inherent in third-party reliance. You gain enhanced control through customizable policies and full autonomy over your digital holdings. Solutions like Porto, shameless plug, are designed with regulatory alignment from the ground up, ensuring compliance and robust audit trails. It significantly mitigates critical risks such as the supply chain vulnerabilities, where transaction details can get manipulated, and the catastrophic threats of private key compromise. All right. I'm going to wrap it up since we're going a little bit over time. But yeah, thank you everyone, and I'm really glad to see everyone here. It was really great to present on the importance of self-custody for institutions and the safety involved with that. And everyone, keep your keys safe and keep your transactions safer.